Hi, my name is Erica, and exactly 1 month ago, I got 80% of my stomach snatched out. In this video, I will be telling you guys 5 things I wish I knew before having weight loss surgery. So, the first thing is, I wish I really understood how widely pain tolerances vary. When I tell you, when I was doing my research, all these people were like, oh my God, the pain was nothing. I was just sore. It was just the gas pain. When I tell you, when I woke up, I couldn't even talk. I was just flapping around. And I remember that because the nurses were like laughing at me because they're like, oh my God, the poor girl's in so much pain. And like, I just could not talk. Of course, as the days progressed, the pain got less and less. But I will say, I definitely felt more than soreness. I definitely, wasn't like the people that was like, oh yeah, I went to the mall the next day. Yeah, no. I actually ended up staying in the hospital one extra night because I could not get all of my water in. So, but that's beside the point. But yeah, the pain really does vary. I would say that by day 7 is when the pain definitely very loosened, and then I just felt that just sore feeling. But for that first week, I really felt a majority of my pain in my main incision. You'll hear some people refer to this as like the female dog stitch. And this is the one where they took my stomach out. So like it was just extra tender and extra sore and really just extra painful. To the point where like when I walked, it kind of felt like it was kind of dragging me forward a little bit. So I had to like walk hunched a little bit. I couldn't walk straight out because it was just too much pain. But like I said, about a month out now, I'm really not having any pain. I'm still getting like little jimmer jammers, little jimmer jammers, around like I said, my large incisions. Well, my doctor told me from around 6 to 8 weeks, I'm going to be feeling that little jimmer jammer. Number 2, the gas is so real. You'll hear a lot of people talk about how like the gas pain from surgery, and if you're not sure where the gas pain is coming from, it's when they go in and they're digging around, they actually inflate your abdomen with extra oxygen just so they can have more room to work and more room to like see things. So when you wake up, some of that air is still left in there and it feels like gas. And a lot of people will just say, oh, like just walk it out because you're gonna like burp or fart it out. And then like the gas pain will go away. And I agree with that sentiment, but the overall gas is insane. I was not expecting it. For the first, I want to say like week and some change after surgery, I would say that like every time I sipped water, right? Because we're supposed to sip, sip, sip. I would like burp, or I would feel like just like this immense gas come from my stomach through my esophagus. And I was not expecting that. And no one told me about that. And I was honestly, I felt duped. Now I definitely don't get it unless I take like a really large gulp, but the gas is crazy, as well as I'm currently in my soft foods phase. And so I'm learning my new fullness cues. And currently it is burping. Was not expecting that. All I do is burp. I feel like an old man, but it's fine. I will say when it comes to like farting, that's out of the spectrum. Um, they smell interesting. That's all I have to say. It's definitely not as disruptive to me as like burping is, because when I tell you, like I had a phone interview the other day and I had to mute every other minute because I was sipping water and of course I was still burping. So that's something to possibly look out for. Number 3, your taste buds really do change. I saw a lot of people before surgery talk about like water aversions and food aversions, and protein shakes are so nasty and like all of these things. And I'm like, oh, well, I'll be fine. I'll get my water and my protein in. I got humbled real quick. I don't know what happened because the first like 2 weeks after surgery, I was fine. But afterwards, I realized that plain water was giving me, like, it was making me physically nauseous. Now I currently drink my water with like Propel packets or Crystal Light, and that's fine. But I was not expecting that water aversion, even though people told me to expect it. I didn't expect it. Not everyone gets it, but for me, it came here. As well as with the protein shakes, I do think that's more of like, because my pre-op diet was 3 weeks and that was 6 protein shakes a day, and then of course 2 weeks post-surgery as well. So after a while you kind of just get sick of the protein shakes, and I think that's where that kind of aversion comes from. I definitely do recommend, if that's what your pre-op diet as well looks like, to kind of like shuffle them up a little bit, experiment with protein powders and all that kind of stuff. But as well as, not only does plain water tastes gross. And not only does protein shakes taste gross, just certain things taste different. Like before surgery, I did not like the Oikos yogurt because I don't like stevia. I think stevia has like a really weird aftertaste, so it's not like my go-to artificial sweetener. However, after surgery, I was able to actually stand stevia. Now, once again, I hate it. I still can't do it because I tried to have something and it had stevia in it and it was just not good. As well as another thing I've noticed is taco seasoning. Before, taco seasoning never bothered me. It just tastes well seasoned, and now it has like a little spice to it. And not in the sense that like I'm getting heartburn or anything, but it's definitely like, oh, this is spicy in my mouth. And it was really interesting. Of course, I'm only about, like I said, a month post-op, so I'm just now entering soft foods. And while all the soft foods that I've been eating so far have been adjusting well, except eggs. I had eggs once, it was great. I had eggs a second time, and I ate one bite and then got really, really nauseous. So, more news on that later. Number 4, the first month is so hard. The first couple weeks, super duper difficult. And I feel like low key, when patients talk about the surgery, when surgeons talk about the surgeries, like we low key minimize how major the surgery is in order to normalize it. This is a major abdominal surgery. You are getting, whether you're getting the bypass, the sleeve, DS, the SADI, is it SADI or SADI? The SADI, whatever you're getting, it's a major surgery because you are essentially changing how one of your major organs work. And it's hard. Like I said, that first week, adjusting to like the sipping, even though I was sipping before, but adjusting to just how things felt after sipping. The first week, I felt a lot of things. I felt things like hunger and nausea and just like acid reflux. Like there was a lot of things going on in my stomach, and I think it's because my stomach was like, where'd I go? So I think there's just like a lot of adjusting to how to eat, right? Because you're supposed to take a little tiny bites and chew, 20 to 30 times. And, when you don't do that, you kind of learn the hard way that like you might vomit. So those adjustments, as well as like the mental aspect of it. This past month, I had a lot of like kind of just thoughts in the sense of, oh my God, I really had surgery. Oh my God, I got my stomach removed. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And it's like, I don't have any regrets because I think regrets are stupid. It already happened. I can't get my stomach glued back on. It is what it is. But I've just been having like those feelings of like kind of just sadness of just like, oh my God, I really had surgery. And I've heard this from other people, and that like as you get further into the food stages, so soft foods and then real foods, it gets a little bit better. But I think it's just also my brain just being like, oh my God, you had surgery, you got your stomach removed, oh my God. So like I said, it was definitely like, I've heard of people talk about buyer's remorse after surgery, but it was still like I wasn't expecting to get it as badly as I did because I was expecting it. And number 5, having emotional support or a community it's not optional. It's very much necessary. I know we live in this current era of like, hyper independence and you don't need anyone to do anything and yeah, this and yeah, that. And while, yes, this is a deeply personal decision and this is something that only you should be making, you still need support. You still need, whether that's in the form of your friends, your family, your significant other, support groups online, support groups in person, an actual therapist. Honestly, I think a good mix is really important because while like my friends are great, they didn't have weight loss surgery. My family's great, they didn't have weight loss surgery. But when I go online, I meet people and I connect with people that have gone through the same thing, it makes me feel a little less alone. Because like I said, this first month is no joke. It's not easy, it's not cute. And even if it is particularly easy, it can just get monotonous and kind of boring. So honestly, just having someone, like I said, whether online, whether in person, whether it's your therapist, whoever it is, that just understands and gets you and understands exactly what you're going through, honestly, I think is essential. And honestly, if you don't have anyone to talk to, I'm always available. I'm on Instagram and I like to yap. I like to listen to people yap. So if you want to yap with me, go right ahead. Follow me, DM me, and we can yap together because Community is so important, especially when you're going through such a major life-changing event, and especially when you're kind of on the younger side. When we look at bariatric patients as a whole, I think they said the average bariatric age is like 40, 41. I'm 22. So that's completely different, and it's a different experience when you're coming at it at an older age versus a younger age. Thank you guys so much for coming to my video. I will be posting, I want to say every Sunday. But of course, I will keep you guys updated in the community tabs. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.